Okay, here we are in the beautiful Hampton Bays, and right now I'm showing you a picture of a home that has already been raised, and we're going to install. Actually, High-Rise Industry is going to install helical piles here underneath this home. 35 helical piles are going to be installed underneath this home, brought back down onto a grand beam where the homeowner won't have to worry about any more floods. As I'm going to turn here, I'm going to show you how close they are to the water. This is a beautiful location. This is called Smith's Creek. During Hurricane Sandy, Smith's Creek came, well, the deck that I'm showing you now is the neighbor's home, and that deck was lost, completely underwater. There was about 2 feet of water in that home. And the same goes for this house here that was raised, that we're installing the helical piles under. This also had about 2 feet of water in it, destroying all the floors and walls and compromising the electric. So this homeowner has chosen to raise the home before he has the interior completely redone. Where some of the other homes, like this one next to him here, they've already done everything on the inside because they needed to live in the home immediately. Where this homeowner here, this is basically was a summer retreat, so he didn't have to be here during the winter, and he sacrificed the summer to get this done properly. There was a boring test done, which is when they come and they test the soil, the quality of the soil, and the boring test indicated that the first 11 feet of soil here is not very good, not very sturdy. The helical piles are definitely a necessity in this area. What basically happens is when they dredge these canals and try to make them deeper for passage of the boats, they dump the soil onto the banks here. It seems like great soil, but it really isn't. It's a composition of weeds and sticks and leaves, and it's decayed, and what happens is it grows grass very well, but unfortunately it doesn't support homes very well. You can see some of the homes on the other side of this canal, this creek. It's called Smith's Creek. They're all very high. They're raised. You can see the ground slopes up to the building. That's what they're not doing on this side. So, and eventually that's what's going to happen on this side of Smith's Creek also. I'm going to bring you over to look at the home, and we're going to watch a couple of helical piles be installed, and you'll see where the excavation has occurred. All right, here we are underneath the structure. The second helical pile has already been installed. If you look a little closer over there, you'll see a little cap in the ground. See if I can zoom in a little bit. That little cap is on top of a helical pile. This is the home. Different view. How to get out of the sunlight. You can see that the excavation has been done here. Quite nicely, I might add. Right over here is where the boring test was done. Just before that pile of dirt, the boring test was done that I told you about earlier, where it took 11 feet before they reached decent soil, or soil that they could hold the weight of a home. Let's put it that way. These cribbings hold up the home. Right along this path is going to be 35 helical piles installed, and then eventually the grade beam will be installed on top of the pile caps that will be cemented and rebarred to those metal caps that I just showed you underneath the machine, underneath the house a minute ago. Okay, here we are back in Hampton Bays, and this is the fourth helical going into this. We're trying to reach 4,000 pounds of pressure, which is, Silvio is now running the machine. He just brought back some information from from his architect, who mistakenly only wanted 2,000 pounds of pressure, but that's been corrected, and they now realize that 4,000 pounds is the proper amount of pressure for this quality of soil. As you can see, there's water in that hole where they're putting the helical, because it is high tide right now. That high tide water starts to weep in here. The homeowner was just telling me that just yesterday this excavated area was puddling. There was water in here. So helical piles are definitely the answer for this particular home. They'll put the helicals into the ground. They'll install caps on top of them. The caps will be rebarbed cement and be attached to those plates you see in the ground right there. There's a square plate in the ground. They're removing that particular pile cap right now because they're going to bring in some more pilings to put in there because like I said, the homeowner just changed the pressure that being required for this job. So now they're going to go add more helicals until more extensions until they reach 4,000 pounds of pressure. Okay, we have an additional helical extension being put on top of the 2 or 3 that are already in the ground. Right there is Silvio operating the machine. Just showing you the equipment. Right up here, you see there's orange straps holding a monitoring device that sends signals to the cab. That's the operator, Silvio in this case, know that how much pressure is being exerted to screw that pile into the ground. Right now we're looking for 4,000 pounds. So we're going to take a little walk over there as soon as we can and see exactly what the instruments are telling them. As you can see, Silvio right now keeps track of every single helical and every extension he puts into the ground. This way there's always documentation of exactly what's going on, and if he has to go back and do anything, he has exact pressure for each pile that's been put in the ground.